All right, we're going to start with questions in the room. If you have a question, make eye contact with me and then we'll get a mic to you. Questions? All right, go to Jackie right in the back.
Olivia, I've been seeing you the last two home games just really being mentored by NECA. How is that working for you? Has it improved your game at all? Do you feel more comfortable?
I think it helps with me feeling more comfortable before the game for sure. But I think it's just something, keeping just fine tuning skills and learning and creating that consistency before games just to, get in the right mindset. And so I think that's been a huge help. And, that's something I'm going to continue with her. But she's definitely really helped with her leadership and just her guidance with that.
Any other questions? David?
Hey, Brittany. As one of the top defenders on the team here, it seems that, the defense has been not just tonight, but throughout the season, it's just been kind of up and down. You guys have had possessions where you'll defend really well, but then, throughout the game, you just seem unable to sustain it. Just like what are you seeing out there on that end, that you think could be different out there, or, what's kind of causing those lapses, do you think?
I just think just staying focused. Like I think we have it. We're still that defensive team. I made a joke saying that because our offense has picked up, that we kind of backed off of the defense a little bit. But I know that we're more than capable of sustaining that type of defense that you're talking about. We do have glimpses and we'll have quarters, but we're just trying to get it to a place where we get it for all 4 quarters and we don't have some mishaps like we had tonight.
Go to Amanda in the front.
Tell me what was clicking for you all during the third quarter. You guys scored 22 points alone, and I scored the Sky.
I just think we just made a decision to be the aggressor and just get to the basket. We had more shots than them, so we were getting shots up. We have no problem doing that. We just got to make them, But I think we just made a decision as a team, whoever came in the game at that time, whoever was on the floor, just to be aggressive. Don't pass up shots. Like, even though they're not going in, it was a hell of a lid on the rim tonight, but we just kept shooting, and that's what we got to keep doing. If we get those shots up, we'll make them.
Now, how do you guys as a team fight against some of the frustration you might feel when you experience losses like this?
I think we just got to remember the bigger picture and understand that we have had a hell of a season starting back in training camp. I don't even have to list the details, like everybody know. Training camp short, we have a new coach, like players in and out. It's so much adversity, but we also made a mention that there was a team who lost 7 in a row and we just played them and they won a championship at the end of the year. So we have to make sure we understand that it's about right now, but we have to keep building towards that goal, and that's to win a championship.
Hi, question for both players. Obviously Candace made her return tonight. Was there any build up throughout the team leading up to this? And how do you feel you guys kind of handled her tonight?
This is my first time playing against her. I didn't play against her in the beginning of the season, but just with anybody, our mentality is just going out and being aggressive. And, I think as a team, we had times where we had spurts where we did that, and then we had spurts where we were lacking it. But overall, that's just something we have to go back to the drawing boards, regardless of which player is coming back, and just kind of hound in on and make sure that, we come out better next time.
Well, Candace is a great player. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be real here, right? I had the opportunity to play with her for 1 year and then playing against her for 2 years, but Candace is going to do what Candace does. Again, us as a team, we just have to make sure we're locking in defensively and just very aggressive on the point of attack. She had the ball majority tonight. I'm pretty sure that probably was a scheme because we give hella pressure to guards. So why not let a 4 player bring it up? Because you don't really normally see that. So kudos to Chicago, but we have one more chance to play them. They come back to our home, but right now we're kind of in the swing of things. So we just got to kind of put this one on the back burner and get ready for Seattle on the road and then come back and defend home against Vegas.
Last question.
Hi, ladies. Great effort out there. I did want to say, you said you played with Candace. How did it feel to play against her for the first time back in home court?
Well, in crypto. We didn't play against her last year. You're right. This is my first time. She's still a human 2K player. I try to tell people all the time, like watching her play as a teammate was like a human 2K player, but playing against her, it's just, it's just dope to see somebody like her, a pioneer in my eyes, just to still see her play and still see her evolve as a player and as a person. So it's pretty dope. We just can't let her have a triple double on crypto floor.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Get home safe.
Oh.
Amanda, go ahead in the front.
Just tell me what was going good and well with the Sparks during the third quarter, and how can they kind of continue that momentum?
I think what's going good for us in that third and fourth quarter was we just upped it a little bit defensively in getting the passing lanes against Chicago. I know that Chicago, kind of had some of their starters, sitting there, but I was really impressed with some of our players coming off the bench, giving that energy and trying to, score baskets for us. The first half for us, we just couldn't put it in. We just dug a hole and we just kept digging out of trying to get some scores. A lot of layups missed, led to transition points. And, we were still able to get almost 80 shots and make 25. So they're good shots. We just have to put them in. It was a bad shooting night for us.
Jackie?
Hey, Coach, 2 questions. First, Liz still seems to be getting winded. Where is she at in her strength and conditioning?
Yeah, she's right there. Today, she was like a little bit under the weather. And so at halftime, if you didn't notice, she was a little bit late coming out. So she was a little bit under the weather and she just tried to play through it tonight. Chicago is a team that pushes the ball on you a lot. They make you work to get in front of the ball. And, about 4 or 5 times down is, you got to chase, Stevens and Mieselman down the floor. That's pretty tough on her. But, she tried to, toughen it out here in the second half.
Now, I know you said you wanted to start some of the chemistry building, hopefully, during the All-Star break. Have you decided what you guys want to do with that? Do you have a direction with that, especially when it comes to maybe getting some extra time on the floor as a team?
Yeah, I think, the main thing is it's like we play every other day and it's really hard to really go out. Like tomorrow it's hard because you have to fly out, you play Seattle on Saturday, and then you played a tough game today. So you can't get a full blown practice. And so I think for us to, go on the road a little bit here, maybe have like a team outing, and have a little dinner together and then kind of have some, social activities where we have a little bit more bonding that way. We really haven't had that, this season as a group. I like to have two or three of those early, at least the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, and then towards the end of the season. But we're definitely going to do that.
David?
Hey, Coach, you mentioned that it was a tough shooting night, that, you started out the game that way. But, in terms of like, how do you keep the team engaged, let's say on the defensive end, and to not get too down, like, okay, yeah, we missed some shots in a row, but to keep after it on that end, and to keep them from scoring, what is it, how do you kind of just keep them engaged throughout the?
Yeah, a lot of it, you have to watch film and film don't lie. So when you can watch film where you're not closing out on a player on the 3-point line close enough, you have to make those adjustments going into the next game. And then the other thing is, practice wise, you just have to, get after it on your rotation a little bit better. I thought rotation was okay at points, but it's hard to rotate when you're in transition. And that's all about the will and the want, getting back and stopping the basketball and not giving, players and teams like layups.
I was just wondering, why wasn't Kennedy Carter playing this game?
Coach's decision.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you for the questions. I appreciate it.